On today's episode of the Tweet Show podcast, I got a lot of things in my mind. I know I haven't done a pod in a while. I'll explain that here on this episode. So I'll definitely be talking that, but I think I'll do a lot of other things first. I'll talk about like Damian Lillard's relationship with the Blazers, me getting a job, Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon, James Harden's wanting to leave, LSU won the College World Series, MLB storylines, Victor Wembanyama's expectations for the Spurs, my roommate's war with my apartment complex, and the match between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce versus Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. I got a lot of things. I wrote down like a crap ton of things I want to discuss. So with that being said, let's get started with today's episode. So when I was thinking about doing, okay, let me first sort of address the elephant in the room with me haven't done in a pod in like forever and nearly like almost 2 weeks, which seems like forever ago. And I kind of apologize for that, but I'll explain that here in just a moment. Let me make sure. When was the last pod I did? I did one on July 9th, and it's now not July. Why did I say July? I haven't done one since June 9th, and today is June 29th. So basically, I haven't done one in like 2 weeks. That's kind of bad if you're trying to do a podcast. It's like you got to be a little bit more consistent with that. It's about to be 3 weeks, actually, by the time you listen to this episode. I actually had an episode ready to go, but I just didn't like it. I just wasn't ready to put it out. So I've sort of been thinking about this podcast and just everything in general with this. And maybe I'll talk about that here at the end because I feel like that's sort of something to talk about more at the end. So let's just talk about some of the things I had written down. So first things first, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that I'm wearing a Cincinnati Reds shirt and a Cincinnati Reds hat. And you're asking yourself, Chan, are you a Cincinnati Reds fan? And yes, I am. I am truly a Cincinnati Reds fan. Now, you're going to be asking yourself, Chan, you're not really much of a baseball guy. True, but I'm going to start learning more about the game. I'm going to start watching more baseball. I'm going to be like all in on the Reds. So if you're asking yourself, Chan, when did you officially become a Reds fan? Well, I joined in a little bit late as what I sort of was thinking like during my 2-week hiatus. I was like, I should really just buy in on a team, just go in on them, and just become a fan of that team, that specific team. Now, when I was younger, I guess I was sort of like a St. Louis guy, but I wasn't really bought in on them. I was just sort of like, yeah, I'm a St. Louis fan. When people ask me, oh, what's your favorite baseball team? It was like St. Louis, because all the other ones sort of were not good, and the St. Louis Cardinals were the only ones that were actually good at baseball. So it was like the Royals were never really that good until they had the one good year or the 2-year stretch where they were actually pretty decent in like 2013 and 14 when they were going to World Series and all that. And then you had the Cardinals, the Chicago Cubs, who won the World Series in 2016. Not really much of a Cubs fan. Don't ever want to be associated with them because they're just the level of losers. But they won and they won. But like I don't really like the colors. I'm just not crazy about their fans either. What I've seen on social media and all those other stuff. I was like, I don't want to be associated with the Cubs fans. And I know some Cubs fans, and they're great. But I just didn't want to be a Cubs fan. They didn't seem like me. So I was like, nah, I'm going to stay away from them. Then you got also the White Sox. It's like they're irrelevant. No one really cares about the White Sox. You got the Twins. They were like, I was like, maybe, but not really. Then you've got, let's see, who else you got in the Midwest here? Oh, they got the Brewers, but that's Wisconsin. I despise Wisconsin as a state. Don't really care for it. I might visit it. I've visited at least once. It's fine. It's an okay state. Not gonna go there a whole lot, but again, Brewers are just not really my type of, because I just don't really like that state. So that's here. So they were off the list. And then I was like, okay, how about Indiana? I was like, oh wait, Indiana doesn't have a team. So, or no, they don't. I don't know why I even thought that. They do not have a team, which is kind of shocking. They don't have a baseball team, if you think about it. Like there's now, like, I don't know. This seems kind of interesting that Indiana doesn't have a baseball team. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to go to Ohio. And I was like, I'm not going to be a Indians fan, even though my cousin, who's an Indians fan, claims them to still be the Indians, even though they're the Guardians. I'm like, dude, just get over it. They're called the Guardians. Get over it. It's okay if you just call them the Guardians. It's okay. He's like, no, I'm never going to call them the Guardians. It's like, okay, fine. Because he just thought it was a stupid reason to change his name. It's like, it's fair. But at the same time, I don't think it was necessary to keep calling them Indians. I don't know. I'm not going to get politically correct about this whole name change thing. I agreed with the whole Washington thing. I think that probably should have been changed. I was fine with them. Like, we all got over the Redskins stopping, the Washington Redskins, and then they got called being the football team. We all got kind of used to it. It was actually like, okay, I can get used to this because there was no other team called the Washington football team. It's like, oh, okay. That's not bad. Like, at first we all joked about it. Like, that's a horrible name changing. But, if you look at, like legal stuff, you're like, oh, it's kind of tough to come up with a new name and trademark it and all those other stuff. I kind of got used to the Redskins, or not the Redskins, but the Washington football team. And now they're the Commanders. And it's like, I feel like they could have just stuck with the other one. The Commanders aren't that great. And they might even change their name again with this new ownership. But either way, the so-called Guardians / Indians, whatever you want to call them, because like the other, like during the hiatus when I was watching the Guardians play. He's like, who's playing? I'm like, who's playing? Oh, it's the Twins and Guardians. And I was like, the Twins and Guardians. He's like, who are the Guardians? I'm like, Cleveland. And he's like, oh, right, forgot they changed their bleeping name. Stupid politically name changing thing. I'm like, yep. So my dad was like, grumble, grumble, grumble. I was like, all right, whatever, Dad. But either way, like I said, I really don't care that they changed their names. They changed the name. Now, is it a great name? No, not really. But again, who cares? It's just a name. Like, if you look at all the other football teams out there, like if you look at the sports name, like if you look at the sports world, a lot of these names, you would go, well, how did they come up with that name? Because like, how did San Francisco Giants become the Giants? Like, because like I know the backstory of why, because they were the weren't they the New York Giants? They were in like Brooklyn or no, weren't they? Because like obviously the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. I'm assuming the Giants were also in the Brooklyn area, I think. I'm not for sure. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure they were. So they both moved to the California area. And you've got, like, the Minnesota Vikings. Why are they called the Vikings? There's no Vikings in Minnesota. Why are the Rams called the LA Rams? There's no Rams in California, at least not that I'm aware of. And you got, like, what's another? Like, why are the Cubs in the, like... Why are the Cubs called the Cubs? I mean, I guess that's actually like a decent baseball team name. Like that's like a actually like pretty decent. Like if you think of baseball, you would think of a Cub maybe, because like obviously they already have the Chicago Bears, so a Cub and a Bear, I guess. But like, what's a White Sox? What is a Red Sox? Why is there a White Sox and why are there Red Sox? Why is there a Commander? Why are there Jaguars? Why are there Jets? And why are there Rockets? And why are there blah, blah, blah? All these team names are just like, how did they come up with that? And why are there Reds? What's up with the Reds? But speak low-key, though, I like your color scheme a lot. But, yeah, so like I was saying about this whole before I sort of went on a rant about team names and being politically correct and all that shenanigans. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be a Cleveland fan because Cleveland is just a shit show and They're just losers. Nothing ever great comes out of Cleveland. Not really. Then I was like, all right, how about Cincinnati? I was like, all right, they're on a winning streak. They seem like they're having some fun. They're a fun team to watch. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be a Cleveland fan. It's not like I was going to go like to be a Dodgers fan. I was going to just be another bandwagon, or a Yankees fan who was going to be another bandwagon. So I didn't want to be like a sort of like a bandwagon fan that was picking like a popular team that usually always wins. I mean, the Yankees haven't really won anything, but that's like you don't just jump on to be a bandwagon Yankees fan. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be someone a little bit different. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be a Reds fan. They're relevant right now, but they usually are never. So I felt like it was a good mix. Nobody really talks about the Reds until, right now. But, just saying, if you actually would watch, if people who are Cincinnati Reds fans or just baseball watchers know that the Reds are actually kind of fun this year. Like, they're really fun to watch. I haven't been able to watch all their games because I live here in Iowa and they're all the way in Ohio. So I haven't been able to watch some of their games, but watching it on game casts and, getting score updates, they seem kind of fun team to watch. I mean, Elade Cruz, he's a hell of a player. I tell you what. And then Joey Votto, shout out Joey Votto. Now, I'm still learning a lot of these players' names, and I know the manager, so don't even give me shit about that because I already know the manager's name. His name is David Bell. That's all you need to know. He seems like he's a good manager. Now, I'm a little concerned about our pitching rotation and staff and all that, but that's neither here or there. So that's why if you're for the past like 5 minutes, you're asking yourself, just go chant. Just tell us already why you're a Reds fan. That's why. This is why I'm a Reds fan now. Got my red shirt and hat, and I got another shirt back there. So it says the Big Red Machine on it. That's like an old nickname they had back in like the 70s when they were really, really good. So anyways, there's your Cincinnati Reds fan update for me. All right, let's see. What other things did I have? Congratulations to LSU on winning the college World Series. Congratulations, LSU. That whole series was just a bunch of blowouts. There wasn't even a close game. There was not like one close game during that whole series. Like LSU won pretty big in the first game, then Florida killed them in the second game, then LSU killed them in the third game. So I was like, what was the point of watching that? There was no excitement. There was just a blowout. So there's that. Then you've got, let's see, what other quick topics. Let's see, any other quick topics. Oh, as of time of this recording, I completely forgot about it. I knew about it, but I forgot what day it was and all those other dates because I've been just so distracted. I kind of been lost of time and dates here recently. That today's the match between Patrick Mahomes and I already said that in the intro, but it's 5:30 right now, and they're just sort of doing the pregame showing, telling everybody how this will work and all that stuff between Mahomes, Kelsey versus Curry and Thompson. So that should be some fun stuff. As for anything else that I had on my list, here, we'll do some MLB storylines right now. So, you know what's crazy about MLB right now? There's a lot of interesting ball going on right now. Like, you can talk about my Reds, which I already sort of did, but then you got like teams like Tampa Bay. You got Tampa Bay Rays are playing really good. The Baltimore Orioles are relevant, and they were sort of like last year. They were sort of relevant. They were like going up to they were trending in the right direction. So I was like, okay, the Orioles, let's go Orioles. Heck yeah. Then you got the Yankees. They're sort of floating without Aaron Judge. So we'll see how that goes. And then the AL Central is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke of a division. You got the fucking Twins. Dude, this whole division is just is terrible. I mean, you got the Twins are at 40 wins and 42 losses. Cleveland's technically in first place because they have less losses than the Twins. They're currently winning the division right now, 39-41. 39-41. You got Detroit at 35-45. The White Sox are at 35-47, and then the Kansas City Royals, no offense, Ben Lehman, They're at like 20 or have 23 wins and 58 losses. So yeah, man, your team sucks, and he knows it too. He knows his team sucks. As for the AL Central or AL's West, you got the Rangers. Who would have thought the Rangers would be good this year? Not me, that's for sure. I didn't think they were going to be getting good this year. Did not see this coming. And you got the Astros, who are just sort of struggling. And we all thought it was going to be like the Braves and Astros and Yankees or Dodgers who would be like the top four. They're struggling right now. They are struggling. Like, I don't know what the reasoning is, but they are struggling. I don't know what it is. I got to do some more research on that. The Angels, they are sort of in that playoff hunt right now as of June 29th. Seattle, I was hoping they make a push. I was really hoping they make a run here. They were sort of my sleeper team to watch out for. You got, the NL. The Atlanta Braves are killing it. The Miami Marlins, hello. Then you got the Phillies. They're about 4 games above 500. You got the Mets, who are just struggling. Oh, the Mets. Oh, Frank the Tank is just like, what the hell is going on with the Mets? So the Mets suck. The Washington Nationals suck. Cincinnati's up half a game against the Brewers. Pittsburgh's okay. They're not great. They're a lot better than they were like in the past 5 years. So congratulations, Pittsburgh. The Cubs aren't great either, and the Cardinals are just it's not good. See, this is why I left the so-called being a Cards fan. I was like, because I just did not like. I always would get notifications that I would just swipe and be like clear and be like, I don't care. Just did not care for the Cards anymore. Just simply didn't. So yeah, you got them who are just god awful. You got the Diamondbacks, and they're usually were pretty bad, but this year, holy cow, who would have thought they were 2 games ahead of the Giants and 2.5 against the Dodgers? So congratulations, Diamondbacks. You might be back at being good at baseball. And you got the Giants and the LA Dodgers, and the Padres are also struggling. So, I mean, it's a little bit shocking that they're struggling, but not really at the same time. You would have thought they were being that top 3 division with LA and the Giants, but you didn't think they'd be in the 4th, only being 5 games ahead of the Rockies, and the Rockies are so bad. I mean, my God, they lost by 24 to the Angels 3 nights ago. That was really bad. That was so bad. I mean, oh my God. Or wasn't it a Monday? It was basically 4 days ago. They got fucking their ass whooped by the Angels 25-1. I mean, that was really bad. So bad. Let's look up some stats here. All right, you got the Marlins guy is nearly batting 400. That's pretty impressive. You got Shohei Ohtani with 28 home runs. They got Matt Olson with 26 home runs. Pete Alonso with 24. L. Robert Jr. with 23 for the White Sox, and Jay Soler with 21 for Miami. Let's see, hits wise. Let's do stolen bases. Stolen bases is first place is some guy play for the Oakland A's, and the Oakland A's are just a joke. And you know what? Speaking of them, real quick, sell the team. I generally don't care about the Reds, or not the Reds. Sorry. I'm looking at myself seeing the Reds care. I'm like, I don't care about the Reds. No, I care. I care about the Reds. I meant the A's. I don't care really much about the A's, but I do feel bad for the fans. Their fans don't deserve this. They've lost the Raiders. They've lost the Warriors, and now they're about to lose their A's, their beloved A's, going to Las Vegas like the Raiders did. I'm sure it's something. I think it has something to do with the government not wanting to pay for a stadium, and the owner too. The owner sucks. So I think his name is Jake. It's Jake Fisher. It's the owner. Let me double check on that. Make sure this guy has a real name here. Let's see. Let me just look up Jake Fisher. Let's type in the A's owner. A's owner. John Fisher. John, screw you, John Fisher. You suck. You suck, man. You suck. I don't care if you see this video. You suck. You suck. It's a terrible owner. Sell the team. Ride and die with the A's fans. Sell the team. Like I just feel more. I just feel bad more for the fans than I do for the team. Like they just suck. Even though they had like that 5-game winning streak, everyone's like, "Oh, what are the A's back? Are they back? Are they good again? What's happening to the A's?" And then they immediately just went, bah, and came back down to earth. It was crazy because I genuinely thought it was like, you know, it would be crazy if they just went on this crazy run and they started winning some fucking ball games. I was like really tempted to put sprinkle some money on them to make the playoffs. It's like, oh, that'd be such a great price to get them at to make the playoffs. Oh, that'd be so legendary. That'd be such a great story too if they just. I mean, I doubt it right now, but like if they somehow magically just turned the season around today or tomorrow and just went on this crazy run where they just end up making the playoffs. Oh, that'd be such a cool story. that'd be like something Hollywood could even hardly script up. Could be like that's not possible. Just like it is possible because it's sports. We can make anything up we want. So I doubt the MLB scriptwriters thought of the A's going on like a 30-game win streak or something like that. So that probably won't happen. So yeah. So there's your MLB storylines from me, and maybe more to come. We'll see. Let's see what other notes did I have. We discussed that. What's the deal here with Damian and the Portland Trailblazers relationship? It's basically just, will they, won't they? I don't know. Are they going to break up? Are they going to get divorced? What's happening here? Because like they've had meetings and there still hasn't been any evidence of Damian Lillard wanting out, even though he has said multiple times he does not want to leave Portland unless otherwise. And it sounds like people just keep associating him going to Miami, which has sort of been, a target point of him going if those two decide to break up and just end the relationship and just go somewhere else. So I don't know. I wish Damian would just leave Portland, but at the same time, I got to appreciate the loyalty that he's got towards Portland and all them. I'm sure Portland fans are probably feeling the same. They're like, we appreciate the loyalty, but you got to go. We just want to rebuild. But he clearly just really wants to try and win a championship for Portland, which would be awesome. It'd be such a great story. But at the same time, it's like, dude, just leave. Just leave. It's like a toxic relationship with Damian Lillard in the Portland Trailblazers. Like, again, I appreciate what he's all about and all that. He just wants to doesn't want to be part of a super team, doesn't want to do this. He wants to do that. He wants to work. He just wants to be like he just wants to be natural. He just wants to be like what Portland. He tried it with CJ McCollum and they got so close. They got to the Western Conference like 5 years ago, I think. They got really close. They haven't gone back since. And again, like the NBA media just always are like, gosh, if Damian Lillard can get back to that stage, we know what he's about. And those are all this stuff. So it's just, I think it's sooner or later we just gotta be a report saying Damian Lillard finally getting out. It's like, yay, he's finally leaving. Or look, if they can find a way to get some free agents to come to Portland, but I don't think they're gonna get anybody like special that will change everybody's opinions about them winning a championship. Then they got Scoot Henderson from the draft, and I'm sure he's gonna be a fantastic player in the future. But like, if Damian Lillard wants to win, like you got to get somebody that can help Damian Lillard win. I don't know who that is specifically. Maybe it's James Harden because he's wanting out of Philly, and we'll talk about that. Maybe just hear it right now since we're sort of on the topic. But like, now that James Harden is opting into his contract, but he's telling Philadelphia, I'm not playing for you anymore. So maybe that will help. Maybe that will do something. I don't know. Maybe bring in James Harden. I don't know if that's a good fit or not, but it's just a thought. It's a thought. I don't see why they can't. I don't know what you got to give up to get James Harden to come to Portland or something like that, but I don't know if that includes like giving up like Scoot Henderson or somebody on your team. But like I said, if Damian Lillard wants to win, you got to get somebody for him because I don't know if Scoot Henderson and him are going to win a championship. So, like I said, and I had a little bet with my friend who's a Sixers fan. I told him, look, I don't think the Sixers should bring him back after the season's over. Like, I don't think you should bring him back. Just get rid of him. Just let him walk. Or, well, not let him walk, but just trade him or something so you can get something back. And he's like, well, what if we do get him back? It was like, well, if he does come back, I would not sign him to like a max contract, 4 years, $200 million. Would not do it. Absolutely not. Would not do it one bit. No. I would not. You know what I would do if I did bring him back, if he decided to opt out of his contract, but like, here's the deal. We'll give you like 3 years and a player option for like, I don't know, like 100 million or something that's reasonable, because he's not the old James Harden we all watched as from 5 years ago. He's just not. He's not the Rockets James Harden anymore, and he's just not. He's simply just not. So it is what it is with James Harden. And this will be like his fourth like trade request, because he wanted out of Houston, got out of Houston, then he's like, I want out of Brooklyn, and he got out of Brooklyn. Then he's like, I don't know if this is officially a trade request, but both sides are like, yeah, we don't want to be each other with anymore. So this is basically his third trade request. And I'm sure in 2 years when he goes to that new team, he's like, yeah, I want out again. I want to go back to Houston. I want to go to these strip clubs and all that other stuff. So it's like, come on, James, what do you want? What do you want? Because I feel like nobody knows what James Harden wants. Is it just the strip clubs, or is it just he wants to win? I don't know if he just wants money. I don't know what James wants. Does anybody know what James Harden wants in life? Like, does anybody know? I mean, and so far there's like 2 candidates already that are interested in getting James Harden, the Clippers and Knicks. I guess those are 2 big markets, so I guess I don't know how good their strip clubs are at, but I assume they're okay because they're big cities. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things you just got to think about. You just go, well, you know, if the Clippers got him, I don't know how they would get him or what you would have to give up, because like this whole new CBA is basically just saying like if once the new CBA comes around like in 2 years, like it's gonna be harder for teams to build the so-called super team. So that's why I feel like a lot of these teams like the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Suns, Boston, and a couple others are just sort of like wanting to build a super team now so they can try and win and then worry about the future later and not have to worry about draft capital, money, all this other stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see how this next 2 years looks like for the NBA, because I think there will be like 5 teams for sure that'll have these so-called quote unquote super teams ish built. You got one in Phoenix, obviously. You could have another one in Clippers. You could have one in the Lakers. Maybe, I don't know who they're gonna get. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of teams. I feel like the NBA right now is sort of in a weird spot, because there's definitely gonna be like 5 to 10 teams are gonna be in the contention. We either trying to win a championship or just trying to contend, and then everybody else just sort of just could be mid. But they're also going to be really good in the future. Like I like Detroit and Magics. I like the bright futures of Detroit and the Magic and the Rockets and Sacramento and who was other? Oh, the Pacers. I like a couple of these teams that have some bright futures in the future to, you know, contend. I don't know about winning, but they definitely are building something. So let's see. Oh, OKC for sure. You got to include them in the mix. And then obviously you got to include the Spurs just because they got Victor Wembanyama now. So we can talk about Victor Wembanyama. What are the expectations for Victor Wembanyama? This would be like sort of like a first take thing. Be like, what are your guys' Molly Krause? Shout out Molly. She'd be like, what are your guys' thoughts on Victor Wembanyama's first season in the NBA? Does he have to win a championship to be considered the greatest player of all time? Stephen A. Let me tell you, Molly. I think if he does not win a championship in his second year in the NBA, he's a bust. He's a bust. And then JJ Redick be like, are you stupid? Are you stupid, Stephen A? Are you stupid? Are you just being stupid right now? You're like, I'm not stupid. I don't know why I'm doing those voices. Those are really dumb. But either way, they'd be arguing about blah, blah, blah. Now, here's my thing on Victor Wembanyama. That's such an interesting name. Like, how did he get Wembanyama? That's what I want to know. How do you come up with a last name like that as a family? It's like Wembanyama. Like, how do you get? Is that even France? Is that even France, or is that somewhere in Africa? Like, where do you get that last name? I'm curious of where that last name. Like, Antetokounmpo, like, how do you get that? Like, I'm just curious in how some of these last names are just even thought of. Like, why there's so many vowels and consonants, and why is it so long? Well, you couldn't have shortened it and just called like yourselves Victor Wimbies. The Victor Wimbies, like the Wimbies are here. Like the Wimbies are fine. I think that's not a bad last name. I mean, it's just why does it have to be so long? Why does everything have to be so long? You got like Doncic. Like, why is overseas last names or either so hard to say or so long? Like, what's up with that? It's fascinating over there on the other side of the pond. But yeah, I mean, look, I would say for the so-called expectations for Victor Wembanyama, if he wins at least, let's say, 4 or 3 championships with the Spurs, it's a success. I don't know if he's going to, I don't know if we're ready to do the whole, is he going to be the greatest player of all time conversations? Because that seems kind of outreach, but I don't think it's really all that outreach. But at the same time, I mean, he's not going to be like, I don't think he's going to be like, I don't think he's ever going to, I don't, like, we expect him to break like LeBron's all-time scoring record now. You know what's crazy? That happened this season, and everybody just kind of forgets about it. Like, it happened, like, we all talked about it for about a week, and then it was just like, yep. He's like if you went up to like just some casual fan, be like, hey, who's the all-time scoring leader? They'd be like, yeah, isn't it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Be like, no, you idiot, it's LeBron James. They'd be like, wait, LeBron's the all-time scoring leader? How is he? He's still playing, isn't he? Yeah, he broke it. Yeah, he broke it. He's been playing for 21 years now, and he broke it. You're like, what? He did? That's crazy. I never would have guessed. You're a casual. You're freaking casual. Unbelievable. I hate casuals. I mean, it's so hard for these rookies and a player like him to have these crazy expectations. Like, sure, we can put expectations on him. That's fine. I'm sure he'll be willing to take on the task and have these, so-called high expectations. But it's kind of like, we'll just chill out for a minute. It's only 19 years old, so let's chill out. Now, I know we put some really high expectations on LeBron when he came out, and I don't really remember those because I was like, it was 03, so I was like 5 years, or no, 4 or 5 years old when LeBron was like, yeah, I'm the best player in the world. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, the hype is definitely real with Victor Wembanyama. It's crazy hype. I'll tell you what, it's some crazy hype what's going on with Victor Wembanyama. Here, I'll say this. If he does not break LeBron's all-time scoring leader, if he does not win 7 championships, that he does not have, if he's not the all-time leading scorer, the all-time rebounders, the all-time blocks, 5-time NBA champion, and yeah, that's it. If he does not do 4 of those things, he's a bust, in my opinion. He's a bust. So, yeah, he's a bust. Now, this is definitely going to come. Somebody's going to like clip like the bust part of Victor Wembanyama and just like do some editing. They'll be like, oh, he said he's a bust. And then he's going to win like 5 championships, which I said in the clip. But people are just going to take it out of context. Just like take all the bad stuff. Be like, oh, Victor Wembanyama, bust. He's a bust. Bust. He's going to suck basketball so much. He's terrible at basketball. So, yeah. All right. What else do I have on this crazy list of mine that I put on my notes? All right. Let's see. I did that. Oh, did I do that one? Nope, I didn't do that one. All right. So I finally got a job, and it took me forever. And I'm in one of my pods that I did, I talked about how it's so difficult to find a job these days with the job markets and the economy and all those other stuff. And I'm not trying to be political or anything like that, but it was kind of tough. People are just not hiring me. Maybe it's because I did a really bad job of an interview. I don't know. It just seems kind of silly that it took this long to finally get a job. If you're any curious, and what I get is I'm a delivery driver for good old Amazon. Be working for Bezos, but not really, because I don't think he actually owns Amazon. But I technically wasn't hired by Amazon. I was technically hired by the people who work or I don't know. I'm not like an Amazon employee, I don't think. I was told, I think. Oh, that would look kind of bad on camera. Take it off my hat for a second. So yeah, finally got a job. So congratulations to me on that. I'm not really gonna go too much in depth of that because I'm sure nobody really cares. Um, let's see, Zuckerberg and Elon trying to fight each other. So I don't really know how this all came about and why they want to fight each other, but I saw it was going crazy on social media. How like Zuckerberg called out Elon. He's like, oh, fight me. I'll fuck you up, Elon, with my whatever jutsu. Like I'm not gonna lie. I think Zuckerberg wins. I don't think Elon's all that. I don't think he's that tough. I think he's gonna get his ass whooped. Like if this fight happens, I probably would watch it. I think, and I think it definitely would be so bad to watch, but it'd be so funny at the same time. Just it'd be pure comedy for one, I think, and then it'd just be like, oh shit, a bunch of two billionaires are going at it. I think the losers should have to like they should both put up their social media platforms, and then whoever wins gets that platform too. So if Zuckerberg won, he gets Twitter too. So, or if Elon won, he would get Meta. So, I mean, I would root for Zuckerberg to probably win. Even though everybody's like, oh, he's kind of a robot. It's like, oh, really? He's a robot? Oh, really? Really? Just because he looks really pale, he's got a weird ass face, doesn't mean he's a robot. I think. What do you think he was? He was like made in a lab in whatever year he was born, like in the 80s. Come on, people. What are we thinking? Was he born in the 80s? Wait, how old is Mark Zuckerberg, anyways? Mark Zuckerberg. Let's see. Mark Zuckerberg is 39. He was born in 1984. So yeah. There you go. Mark Zuckerberg is 39, and Elon's probably like I think he's in his 50s. So, I mean, you got to lean towards the younger guy, obviously, right? Right? So, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, here we go. The match is soon to be starting. There's Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, and some golf guy. I think he won a Masters. I don't remember his name, but looks like they're about to start here. So I guess I'll sort of keep you guys slightly updated as I'm like sort of paying attention, but also trying to do the podcast that I haven't done in forever. And I apologize, but not really. Actually, I do apologize. I'm not even giving you guys any updates. You know what's funny too? Like I posted something on Twitter to give you guys and be like, hey guys, it's your boy. I'm just going to ask the Twitterverse if there's any questions you would like me to answer for you, if there's any sports or anything you would want me to answer. And nobody asked. It's so heartbreaking. I was like, wow, nobody really cares about this podcast. It's amazing. So lovely that nobody really cares about this podcast. No, like I have some family members that have had listened and not have asked me, like, oh, Chan, when's your latest episode coming out? Oh, hey, Chan, that was a really cool episode. Oh, Chan, this, Chan, that. I was like, okay. Nobody's going to ask me again about the pod? Okay, cool. Like, I haven't even got a random message from the one friend that I have that, like, actually, like, occasionally, like, listens to the pod. He hasn't, like, asked me, like, oh, Chan, where's the pod? I haven't seen you. I haven't posted in a while. So it's like, okay, thanks. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Let's see. Oh, I'll do this topic real quick, and then I'll finish out talking about the pod future. So, my roommate. So I've lived with three guys. One of them's currently not here. He's back at home living in Georgia, and I got the other one here with me. And he has been bitching about the AC, which I don't blame him. Now I'm sort of feeling the effects, and I don't know if you guys have been hearing. I have a fan blowing behind me. And I'm usually okay with the heat. I can stand the heat a little bit, but like this room is sort of gets to you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's finally gotten to me that I have to have a fan blowing in the background here to sort of feel a little bit of cool, because I do feel like. Was it the other day? I like had a fan on me trying to watch some television, so it's not like I couldn't really. It's not like I was like dying. It's like, oh, I can't breathe or anything like that. Again, I can handle some heat, but like it's always nice to have a little cool breeze on you. So yeah, there's some issues going on for AC, and we've been trying to tell the complex here. They're like, "Hey, fix this shit," and they usually like say it's fixed, and then like months later it gets broke, it breaks again. So I don't know what to do. So I mean, I'm just like, it is what it is. But my roommate, this roommate who's still here with me, literally likes it to be cold, which is great, which I guess is fine. But like during the wintertime, I'm like freezing my ass off because it's cold outside and it's cold in the apartment. So he just loves being cold all the time, which it's like, all right, whatever. But like me, on the other hand, I like the idea of it being at a nice room temperature. So about 68 to about like 71 ish. I think it's perfectly fine with me. But again, he just really likes it to be somewhat cool. Does not like the heat whatsoever. He hates the heat. Hates it. That's why he's so pale half the time. So anyways, so yeah, he's like going into war with our complex. Here he's been constantly sending maintenance to come out here and fix it. He's now just sent an email to like the manager of this property telling him that he sucks and we want some compensation of either of this last month that we're going to be here, be free, or just take half off or something like that. And so we'll see. I'll give you maybe guys an update on how that goes with the war that he's about to store, because he's generally pissed off at these people. He does not like these people one damn bit. He hates them. And like we've had an issue with at the last apartment we all lived together. Now I feel like, I just thought about it the other day. I was like, is it really them or is it us that are with the problem? Like, are we the problem? Because like this one and the last one we were at, we've had some problems. Now I'm starting to think if it's us or is it them. I can't decide. I feel like it's them a little bit because we're sort of in a, I don't know. Not every apartment's all great and all that, but like, don't you think that some apartment complex are better than others? And I mean, we are still living in a college town, but it is what it is. So again, I'm not going to really complain. I'm not much of a complainer. So like I said, it is what it is. All right. I'm going to look at my list one more time to make sure I've talked about everything here. And I wanted to sort of talk about, because like on the episode that never got published, I talked about Bradley Beal getting traded. I mean, of course, Porzingis got traded and all that. So let's do like some ESPN. Let's see what the top headlines are. James Harden. Yep. 4 players are getting suspended for gambling violations. Jags left tackle Robinson's being suspended for PEDs. Beal's is excited about the Suns. Something about Messi's. It's okay. Coaches split on NCAA tournament expansion. That'd be kind of interesting to see the NCAA tournament expand. Sources: Patriots linebacker agrees for an extension. Sources: Man United signs a midfielder. So yeah, that's pretty much all the big headlines. And here we go. Oh god, MLB starters reveal show. Oh my god, we're gonna learn who all the all-stars are. Wow, look at that. So all right, let's do this and then let's wrap up the show with this. So when you go to see this title, you're gonna be like, wait, what? So yeah, this potentially might be the last episode. I don't know, because like a little part of me, when I've been just recorded just now, I'm like, actually was having a little fun, but at the same time, I don't know, because like a part of me I was just not I didn't have any motivation to be like, oh shit, I should really put out some content. I was like telling myself I should really do this, but then I'd do something and then I wouldn't really be like, damn it, Chandler, why didn't you do this? Or I'd just be like, okay, I just didn't do it. So, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I just rebrand and start a new one up and see how that one goes. Or I just don't do one until like football season. Cause like, like I don't have a problem with like doing some MLB content, but like I gotta learn more about MLB and baseball because I'm not really much of a crazy guy who knows all baseball. Like I just know the little things about baseball. I gotta like know the stats. I gotta learn some more about stats and players and all that other stuff. So I mean, you gotta think of some more content. And just like I said, it's been just me doing the content and no one else. I've been thinking about trying to get more people on, but like again, it's kind of tough. And I feel like I don't know. It's just one of those things like you just got to think is like, are you like doing things that are makes you happy, or are you doing what you need to do to satisfy what you're trying to accomplish on this pod, or just trying to accomplish what you want to do in life, or just anything like that? So it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm in a pickle right now with this whole pod. I really am. It's just one of those things like I just got to sort of think about where the future holds with the Tweet Show podcast. Do I continue on with this, or do I just start over and just forget about this one ever happened? Just leave it out there for the people and just start a whole new one. I don't know. Because like I look at the numbers, and I'm not trying to be like a guy who just wants to look at numbers, but I like look at the numbers, and it's sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not. I don't know if it depends on the content that's being produced or not. I wish I had another person, but I would like to have another person. I would think of a person right now, but I know he's not going to do it because one, he's always busy, and he's sort of like me. He just doesn't want to do shit. Like I'll do this shit. Like I will absolutely do it, but I know he's doesn't really want to do it. I know he doesn't. So, and I know in this person, if he happens to listen to this and he knows exactly who he is, he's like, oh shit, he's talking about me. He's like, yeah, dipshit, I am talking about you. So I know he'll never do it. So, I mean, it's just, I'm sort of in a love-hate relationship with this pod. Because, like, I think I should do some rebranding, do some thinking, do some trying to think of ways to improve this. Because I feel like I'm just not doing what I need to do to get this thing really going and get this thing, like, really exploding. I don't know. Maybe just really just need more people. Because, like, I've thought about people to talk to. Like, I got a list of guests. Like, I would love to interview some more like an actual athlete. Maybe I should like contact some DMs of Reds content creators or Reds players. But like, hey, I'm a podcaster. I would love to have you on for 20 minutes, just 20 minutes of your time, if you have any. I know you're a busy person, but just 20 minutes, something like that. Or, of some friends of mine that would, if they want to, do some pods, they're like, oh, hey, Chan, I know you are doing podcasts. How do you do a podcast? I'm like, well, let me tell you, you got to be committed to it. Can't just half-ass it like I do sometimes. You got to be all in on it. So it's just one of those things. Like, there are days where I'm committed to it. I'm not half-assing it. Then there are days where I'm half-assing it. And I watch all these podcast people that are doing, and they're committed to it. They got multiple people with them, so it's not like they're not half-assing it. So they got people on their asses, and it's their job or something like that. But this is not my job. This is a hobby that I like to do. But I would like to make this into a career at some point. I don't know about podcasting, just maybe some podcasting, some videos, or just whatever it has to do with sports or entertainment. I don't care. I just want to do something. Like, I don't know if I really want to be a delivery driver for the rest of my life. I would like to do something else. I don't know. It's just, all right, hold on. Steph Curry's at the tee right now, and I love how I just transitioned from Steph Curry, how I transitioned from being pissed off about, my like love-hate with this podcast to Steph Curry just hitting off the tee, and he looks like he's on the fairway. Like, it was a nice shot. So, it's, and like, I still need one math class to finally get my degree, and I still have yet to take it. I'm probably have to take it in the fall. And then once I get that, I get this degree. But then at the same time, I still wouldn't be qualified for some jobs that I would like to have in the future, like would be like radio, podcasting, videography. Just, I feel like I wouldn't be qualified to get any of those jobs because I feel like I don't have the experience. I don't have this. So I've been thinking about going to schools, other schools like out of state here, out of Iowa. So, I mean, there's one school here in Iowa, or probably two actually. Two school. If I stayed in Iowa, there's only two schools I would ever go to. So, and there's other schools like out of state schools. So, like if this is the last episode, so I guess I could just tell you guys what the schools could be. Let's see where. Oh, it's on my laptop. I wrote them down like a laptop. So I've thought of schools like K-State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Indiana State, or Indiana University, UNI, Oregon, Texas. I don't even know why Oregon, because like I was going through like a website that would tell you what's with all your credits and all this other stuff would tell you what chance. And I found that Oregon matches up with a lot of credit sites. So I was like, okay, Oregon, I'll just put them on the list. Texas Tech seems kind of fun. It's, I mean, OK State and Iowa State. So I mean, I'm okay with going to like some bigger schools or even like small schools, I guess. I got to find some small schools, I guess. I was looking at some like Missouri Valley schools. There was only like I guess I have one on here. There's another one here in the state, but that's a private school. I just don't want to deal with private schools bullshit, so I'm not going to do that. I just want to be more of a public school guy. So, I mean, it's just, I'm trying to find a school that will fit what I want to do in life instead of just jumping from job to job to job to job, what I've sort of been doing the past like 4 years and jumping from one job to another. So yeah. All right, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are trying to decide how they're going to approach this next shot here. Again, I love how I'm trying to give you guys my life update and also talking about the match here. So yeah, it's just been sort of crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to be like a person that's okay. If I say this, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna come off wrong with this. But nope, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because like basically, no, it's screw it. I don't care. Look, if I get a certain number of listeners by the time this one airs and all that, if I see a number that I like, then I will continue it. But if not, who knows? But at the same time, I think once football season comes around, I'll be like, oh man, I want to talk about this and this and this and this and this will be like sort of like the driving motion of it. I think football is just sort of like everybody wants to hear somebody's opinion about something. Maybe just stick to like doing TikTok videos of just something like this and not doing a podcast. Maybe that's what I should do. Just be more of a TikTok star, be a TikTok sports star, if anything, instead of just being a podcast star. I don't know. It's just, I'm in a pickle right now, boys. I'm in a pickle right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am definitely in a pickle. I have no idea what to do with this pod. So, I mean, I have to do some real thinking, like some honest thinking about what to do. Because I'll probably definitely will be naming this episode. Is it last episode ever? Question mark. So people are just going to be, I feel like that will give some like clickbaits. Oh, last episode ever. Oh, I better hear this episode. And then sort of like tease, be like, oh, I may come back. Oh, this is definitely the last one. So you never know if I'll come back or not. I'll be like on another 2-week hiatus and just not listen, to not do another pod. And the next thing you know, oh, episode's back. Oh, Chandler's back. Oh my God, he's back. So maybe I just do that. Just be like a one episode a week or one episode of 2 weeks, one episode every 2 weeks. That'd be interesting to see how that goes. I wish people would just be more active on my like Twitter page, or maybe I should just be more active on TikTok. I don't know. Oh, I don't mean that. Play that. Let's see. Seems like a sad thing. I'm going to bookmark it so I can read it. Let's see. I mean, it's okay here. Let's see what Travis. Oh, they're still trying to figure out. Oh, all right, so Travis is going to shoot it. He's going to use a wedge here to shoot it. And he shoots it. And he overshot it over the. Jeez. Over where the hole is supposed to be. So it's in the grass or over in the bushes. It's it's not gonna be good. Not gonna be good whatsoever. Oh boy. Oh, here's Patrick. He's gonna try and fix the problem here. All right, so Patrick's gonna give it another shot here on the first hole, par 4, second shot, and well, that's a little bit better than what Travis tried to do. It's at least more reasonable shot to take. We'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see here. I mean, it's like I said. Look, if enough people like reach out, be like, "Oh, champ, you've been such great. I've been listening to your pod since day one." Or, "Champ, please don't leave us." Or this, that. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe I will try to be better about putting out more episodes and more content. Maybe I'll just make this one a 2-parter. I doubt it. This would be pointless to make this one a 2-parter, but who knows? But I would have to do some more. I have to see what my work schedule is like. I have to see my motivation, which I got to do better about the whole motivation about doing a pod. Because like I have motivation to everything else, but like motivation about just because if you're listening to this right now, you're like, well, Chan, you've been ranting or talking for about an hour, so you clearly have something that you clearly like doing this. Well, yeah, I guess so, but at the same time, it's like, which is crazy that I've been talking for like 55 minutes. It hasn't even seemed like it. It seems like I've only been talking for like 30 minutes tops, but I guess that's how much I just love talking on the microphone on the last episode of the Tweet Show podcast. You never know. This might be the last one of this one. Then maybe I'll just make a new show. I don't know. What would I make my new show? Should I just make the new one more about politics? Give you guys my thoughts on the world. It's like, oh, that Supreme Court did this today. Oh, it was such bullshit. What the fuck was that? Or, oh my God, did you see the senator from Texas did this or this, that? And I don't know if I've said this before, but I generally do not care about your views or anything like that. I don't care I don't care if you're left, right, in the middle, like me, sort of, I guess. But like, as long as you're a good person in life, then I don't care what your views are. We might disagree on some things, which is fine. But again, as long as you're a good person in life, I don't care what your views are. Again, we might disagree on some of the things you and I believe in, but again, I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. If you do want to talk about it, fine. We'll talk for like 5 minutes and that's it. If you want to talk about it, then let it just blah, 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 and just be like one ear and out the other. Be like, yep. All right. Hey, that sucks. Yeah, he sucks. Yeah, Sleepy Joe, this, that. Yeah, again, I don't really care. No one really wants to talk politics or just anything like that. Because, like, what's the point of talking? Like, you're just going to argue. This is the past, like, fucking 5 years. All everybody wants to do, if they talk politics, all they're going to do is argue. Be like, oh, my God, fucking, these politicians today, they're just ruining a company. They're just ruining the country. And that's, and again, nobody cares. If you want to argue with someone about it, go argue with someone about it. But if you want to just have a normal conversation about everything else in life, great. I will gladly have those things. If you want to talk sports, I will gladly talk about it. If you want to talk about entertainment, movies, TV shows, this, that, I will literally talk about anything else besides politics. It's the stupidest thing in the world. No one really cares about your views. So, yeah. Or should I make the new one sports, but then also literally not talk about sports whatsoever? Make it a sports podcast, but literally not talk about sports whatsoever. Maybe talk about the latest movie, pop culture, trends on TikTok, this, that. Literally talk about everything else besides sports. Oh, that'd be such a thing. Oh, people are like, wait, I thought this was a sports podcast, but you're not talking about sports. Why aren't you talking about sports? I thought this was a sports podcast. I'll be like, of course it is. Of course it's a sports podcast. Yeah, we talk about sports all the time. We talk about Jackson Mahomes doing his TikTok dances and Juju Smith-Schuster, and or should I just make the new one like a book club? Oh, that'd be an interesting one. A book club. I read out loud all the books and then be really bad at reading it and be like stuttering and like this and people are like, oh my God, how is he a reader? Why is he making this podcast? This is horrible. Or should I do some like Marvel shit? To just talk about Marvel all the time, or DC, or superhero stuff? Some of those comic book things? I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to see how I approach that. All right. Are we still at this hole? Are we still on the first hole? What's going on here? All right. Yep, we're still on the first hole. Clay is up for birdie, and it's so close. He was close for birdie right there. All right. You know what would be a good one to do? I think it would be a good one to do. I think it would be like. I mean, I think if I did a marble one, I definitely think people would probably. I get like a bunch of I would get like hundreds of listeners. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, let me hear what this guy has to say." Oh my goodness. But I don't think I would do that. I don't think so. Let's see. How about maybe like gaming, maybe like video games. I don't know. So yeah. Anything else I want to just chat about? Anything else? Let's see. Who won this whole? Oh, Draymond's on the court. So that's right. He was doing the post or the pre-game show. Who's that? Who's the other guy? Who's that guy? Is that Von Miller or who is that? That looks like Von Miller. Who's the girl? I'm trying to figure out who the girl is. She's talking to Clay. I'm trying to figure out who the girl is. Oh, is that who is that? It's shoot, I know. Is that is it Stacey Dales? Maybe that's Stacey Dales. No, it's not Stacey Dales, is it? No, it's shoot. She does like some of the NBA coverages, I think. I've seen her work. Or no, she works for the Golf Channel, I think. I don't know. I'll have to, once I get done with this pod, I'll have to unmute it to see who they're talking about. Is my roommate's dog whining about something? Because he's outside my door, and I know for a fact my roommate has left this apartment. Maybe just not giving him enough attention. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know if you guys could hear that, him whining a bit or not, but we'll see here in just a sec. Here, I'm just going to put the microphone down for a second. Remy, I'll be there in a sec. So I guess I got to wrap it up here and make sure what that dog wants, because that's all he wants. He just wants my attention. He just wants attention. That's all he wants in life, just attention. So clearly my roommate is not giving him enough attention about, because right now he's playing video games or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe we should, I'll ask the other roommate about the pod, and I'll just give him a text, be like, hey, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should try to? I'm open for any options. What do you think I should do? How do you think I should approach the pod? Maybe I'll do that first before I quit on this pod. Maybe I'll do that first. Maybe get some more advice from people about what I can do to improve this. And then before quitting, maybe I do that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. Okay. So let's say, for the sake being that this is not the last episode, and I will see you guys next time, which I have no idea what that will be. But if this is the last episode, which I'm hoping it's not, but if it is, just be happy it happened. Just be happy that this podcast became part of your world, and you were listening to it about me having some great takes and horrible takes and all those other stuff. So, I mean, I do appreciate you guys that have been listening from day one, all the great listeners and all that. But, man, now that now I'm sort of like telling you guys that this is the last episode, I kind of like, damn, am I really willing to give this up right now? I don't think I am yet. So, okay, I'm going to do some talking. I'm going to do some thinking. I don't think this will be the last one, but it could be. I'm just saying it could be. Just keep, I'll keep you guys posted. If you would actually follow me on social media, which I know none of you will, but if you do, great. I will keep you guys posted about some stuff, even though I probably won't, because I'm horrible about that stuff too. So with that being said, okay, let's say if this is okay, how about this? If I do cancel, if I decide to get rid of it, I'll do one more episode saying that this is it. I'm done, and then maybe I'll do another show or something like that. So this is the last episode of me talking sports and anything like that. But if I cancel it, then I'll do another episode saying this is it. I'm done. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time. All right, I'm out.